just a son. Darkness imprisoning me. All that I see, absolute horror. I cannot live, I cannot die. Hey, I'm your life. I'm the one who took you there. Wish I may, wish I might. Wax for my daddy, oh, some kind of monster. Waiting for the war now.
So Brian, should Hardwired to Self-Destruct, should it have been a single album?
Yes, it should have been a single album.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you for that, and thank you for joining me for today's episode, and we'll see you again next time.
All the best.
What's that smell?
Oh, that would be me. I've been swimming in raw sewage. I love it. I love it!
That's the signal. Let's go. Do it. Great.
Like a moth to a flame, we're back for another episode of Trimming the Musical Fat, the podcast where we trim albums that are too damn long. I'm your host, Stephen Nicholson, and I'm joined today by my best friend and Metallica fan, Brian Borthwick. And thank you for joining us as we take our invisible scissors to a double album by heavy metal titans Metallica, 2016's Hardwired to Self-Destruct. What's going to make the under 50 minutes single vinyl TTMF supercut of the album? The title track, Atlas Rise, Dream No More, Spit Out the Bone? Keep listening to find out. And we'll also find time to do regular features like Tale of the Tape, Critical Reception, archive interview clips, revisiting the year of release, and the final question.
This is Caroline.
And this is Marisa.
We're the Eves, and you're listening to Trimming the Musical Fat.
We're so fucked. Shit out of luck. Hardwired to self-destruct. Blacked out. Pop queen amphetamine. The screams crashed in the silence. Metallica.
So Brian, welcome. How are you?
Very good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I think the last time we were together doing Metallica, I think it was Injustice for All?
Yes, it was actually. We marked
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
And Mark, yeah, and Paul,
Ah,
and Paul Mellon. So we're back for more Metallica today. So Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Yeah, we're going heavy rock. So I think it was 4 or 5 weeks ago that me, you, and Adele, your sister, we went to see the M72 live in concert at the cinema, which was pretty cool. So I think it was the Texas concert, wasn't it? The second night of the
Arlington.
the Sunday night show, but they were showing it Monday night at the cinema here in Edinburgh in the UK. What did you think of it?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was really good, actually. It was sort of gave you the feeling of being at the concert, seeing as we've not had the chance to actually go to it this tour. So it was really good. I thought it was pretty good sound and everything, and
Yeah.
it was it was great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. I think the way they set up the cameras was really good. You know, obviously just like the football these days, where they've got the cameras swinging around all around on the ropes there, which was great. Good sound as well. Although I still can't go over the 30-minute wait at the beginning.
I know.
I really don't get that at all. Obviously, I think
Oh.
people that went to the cinema to see that live, which I think in the US people could have went to the cinema to see it live.
I think so,
I can
yeah.
understand. Yeah, you're waiting for the show to start. It's live,
Yeah.
but when it's recorded, why
know,
do you
just
need?
get right in-
Why do you? I know.
right in
Why
the
do you need
show.
the people in the cinema to wait 30 minutes for the show to
know.
start? I didn't get that at all.
They were maybe trying to build anticipation and all that.
I'm sure they were, but let's just get straight to the performance. Any particular songs a highlight for you?
Favourite, probably one. I think
Yeah.
one was the highlight. I think.
Yeah, 'cause I think they had the 1-2. Then they had one. Then it was Enter Sandman, wasn't it? I'm sure.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, that was my highlight. The 1-2 punch of those two was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, what a great way to end the show.
Few unusual songs as well. Like there was a song of S&M and
That's
can't remember
right.
the name. No Leaf Clover, which
Yeah.
I can't actually remember that song, but a great song as well. They played a lot of stuff that they don't play live, like they've not played for a long time. It was quite a good mix.
Yeah, because I think on this tour that they're doing, they're doing weekends, aren't they? So it's like a Saturday and
Aye.
Sunday, and they do two totally different sets on each night, which I suppose then gives them the license to do stuff,
They can change it about and
change it up.
Aye.
Yeah, you've basically
good,
got what you've got 4-5 hours to do
exactly. Yeah.
songs rather than just 2.5 over one night.
And,
Just a shame if you miss some of your favourite songs if you get the wrong
that's
night.
what I was gonna say. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you're like, damn, that wasn't on it, because it was on the night before.
That's right.
But yeah,
No, like
hopefully it might come
Unforgiven.
to the UK next
Yeah.
year maybe.
Would you go to the two shows?
Probably would do.
I think I would, just because it's such a unique thing, isn't it?
Exactly, I know. And it was different support bands each night as well.
Right. I think it'd be good. Something quite novel. In fact, it'd be brilliant if more of my favourite bands done that. Two
Aye,
nights
aye.
at the one venue. You could go both nights and get different songs. That'd be
That's right,
fantastic. So that is obviously in support of the 72 Seasons album. What do you think of it? It's been a couple of months now.
Yeah, I like it. I really like it actually. It's a good album, a bit more different from Hardwired. It's sort of got a bit of I'd say like a modern and Justice for All feel to it.
Okay.
Different sound, but no, it's really good. Still a couple of songs I've still no totally heard loads, but
Yeah.
because I think they've been with Metallica, they always have long albums. Hence why we're doing this.
Too long.
Aye. But no, there's a couple of really good songs in it. Like the singles have been pretty good. So yeah, so far so good. I like it.
So far, so good. Well, I'm glad you like it, Brian,
Yes.
because I just think it's a poor man's Hardwired to Self-Destruct. Yeah, it's one of those things where you go in wanting to like it, and you keep giving it a try, and maybe at some point it'll click with me. But yeah, I just found it had a lack of killer tunes, and it just seemed to go on forever. I maybe just need to give it a few more spins.
Yeah. Just sort of near the end it starts. There's a few fillers in there. Once the more you listen to it, I think the more you
Right.
like it.
I probably do need to give it a few more spins, to be fair,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
you never know, we might be doing an episode of that in the future.
Well, yeah.
It's the tale of the tape. So Hardwired to Self-Destruct is the 10th studio album by the American heavy metal band Metallica. It was released on November 18th, 2016, and the album marked the band's first studio release since Death Magnetic in 2008, and it's their longest gap between studio albums. The album consists of 12 tracks spread across 2 discs with a total runtime of approximately 77 minutes. Some of the notable songs from the album include Hardwired, Moth into Flame, Atlas Rise, and Spit Out the Bone. These tracks showcase Metallica's signature heavy and aggressive sound. Hardwired to Self-Destruct it received generally positive reviews from both fans and critics, praising its return to the band's thrash metal roots. The album also performed well commercially, debuting at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart in the US, and the album ultimately reached number 1 in 57 different countries, which is very impressive. It's worth noting that Metallica is known for their powerful live performances, and many of the songs from this album have become staples in their live shows, thrilling fans worldwide. So the 12 tracks on the album are Hardwired, Atlas Rise, Now That We're Dead, Moth into Flame, Dream No More, Halo on Fire, Confusion, Man Unkind, Here Comes Revenge, Am I Savage, Murder One, and Spit Out the Bone. As mentioned already, the album is 77 minutes in duration, which means we need to lose at least 27 minutes today. And there were 5 singles released from the album, and they are Hardwired, which was released on August 18, 2016, Moth into Flame, released September 26, 2016, Atlas Rise, released on October the 31st, 2016, Now That We're Dead, released April 18th, 2017, and the final single released from the album, Spit Out the Bone, on November 14th, 2017.
I'm with Lars Ulrich, drummer for Metallica, with a new album out, Hardwired to Self-Destruct, and I have to thank you. I think the music universe in the world has now shifted and corrected itself. Metallica have a new record out, and based on sales, I think in Canada this week, you beat Bruno Mars and Miranda Lambert. Thank you for that.
We do what we can. Thank you. Certainly, both are fine artists who I respect tremendously. Sure. But listen, somebody told me yesterday, I guess it's our 6th straight number 1 or something. The statistics get a little blurry after a while, but it's awesome that, you know, in 2016, people still care about Metallica, and I think even more awesome that people still care about hard rock and heavy music, and there's still a lot of fans out there that are ready to embrace, you know, hard rock releases when they come out. So the fact that we have a number 1 album pretty much, quote unquote, all over the world is a pretty cool thing. So yeah, we're psyched.
So Hardwired to Self-Destruct received generally positive reviews. The album received an average score of 73 out of 100 from 29 reviews on Metacritic, indicating generally favourable reviews. Any decent music that collates critical reviews from more than 50 media sources, the album scored 6.8 points out of 10 based on 27 reviews. So writing for Rolling Stone, David Fricke said Hardwired to Self-Destruct reminded him of the And Justice for All and Metallica albums, having the jagged apocalypse of the first and the focused brawn of the second. Dom Lawson of The Guardian declared Hardwired Metallica's finest record in 25 years. He criticised the second disc for not being on the same level as the first, and stopped short of calling the album a classic. So the album has a 2.85 out of 5 rating from over 5,500 ratings posted on rateyourmusic.com. The band's joint highest post-Black Album rating, along with 2008's Death Magnetic. So sales-wise, it got to number 2 here in the UK and number 1 in the US. In the UK, it was certified gold, and in the US, platinum. It has sold over 3 million copies worldwide, which is a 40% decrease on the previous album, 2008's Death Magnetic. However, we do need to take into consideration the changing habits of consumers, and obviously the rise of downloads and streaming will have impacted on that figure.
Hey, this is Marv from Pods Like Us, the show where we help you to find your next podcast addiction. And you're listening to Trimming the Musical Fat.
So here's 3 news stories from 2016. So music legends David Bowie and Prince sadly passed away. Brexit happened here in the UK, where the UK voted to leave the European Union. And the self-proclaimed windmills and contagious disease expert Donald Trump became president-elect of the USA. Okay, so we seen Metallica on the Hardwired tour at Glasgow, didn't we? At the Hydro. Yeah, what's kind of your recollections of it?
Yeah, it was. I remember it was in the round, eh?
It was, yeah.
Because I do remember. I remember the intro. I'm coming in like Hardwired with the drums.
Right.
And you've seen them running in alongside the stage, and it's like.
Yeah. That was great.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I liked that. That was a good intro. I liked how they came in, done that. My memory's not that great on that gig, I must admit. It was good though. I remember it was good.
Yeah, I'm the same. I just can't remember snippets. I remember it being in the round. I remember obviously it was kind of very black and white focus set, and a lot of the TV monitors around the top of the stage, and I just remember, for whatever reason, one definitely stood out. Spout the Bone for some reason. I remember them doing that, but I remember them doing quite a lot of the songs from Hardwired.
Moth into a Flame.
Moth to Flame, yeah.
I remember that. But it's one of these concepts that's like vague recollection of being there and seeing it.
I know. I remember kind of where we were sitting and everything.
I remember. And I remember it being good as well. I'm thinking at the time
it was
a good gig. But
really good gig. Yeah, and the thing I liked about it, and this is not always the case, I was actually glad they did a lot of the new album because I really liked it. Sometimes a band who've been going as long as Metallica, you can then release an album and you think, yeah, it's all right. I hope they don't play that much off the new album when I go and see them. In this case, I was actually looking forward to hearing the new songs live, and we did get a lot of them, and they were really good.
They played a lot,
live. They did. Yeah, it was really good, really good. And one of the things, just researching this, which I found quite weird, this album I think is 77 minutes long. Yeah, it was. So obviously it's a double record, as you would imagine, but it was also a double CD, and I never really thought until researching this, why did it need to be a double CD when you can get 80 minutes of music on a single CD?
Well, they done because there was a special version as well that they done. Actually, I think that was a triple CD.
All right.
Sure, I bought that one. It was a triple CD that had a lot of live stuff on it, like the Ride the Lightning that you sent earlier.
That was the expanded one. I've got that online. Yeah.
It had some unreleased songs as well.
That's right.
Like Lords of Summer, you know that song?
There's some good ones, yeah.
That was seemingly originally meant to be on the album, and then they took it off, and they just put it on like the special limited edition version. So
wow,
right,
that's right. That was a triple CD. So you had the double album, and then you had a disc fully unreleased and live stuff.
Yeah, strange one. Do you remember what you were doing at the time of release? I think this was November 2016 or something like that. Can you remember that far back?
Well, I would remember Cheryl would have been pregnant with Connie at the time. Because Connie was born in March 2017, so she would have been pregnant then. So did I download it or did I buy it? I must have just bought the CD, I think. Ordered it from Amazon or something because I got the triple CD one.
Yeah, you'd actually bought me the double CD for Christmas. Yeah, because I remember playing that over, because I think we went away, remember, in January to somewhere. Remember
near Glen Eagles, was it?
Yeah, somewhere like that, yeah.
Up that way, yeah.
I remember that was the CD in the car, the lodges, yeah. That was the CD in the car at the time.
That was
But,
the music of choice.
Yeah, but I look back to when it was released there, and I was just kind of having a look through photos. Don't know what I was doing, but I know I took Luke and Ben to soft play 2 days after the album came out. So that was it. And what's your favourite song on the album, Bri?
So there's two. It was between two. My first one that I thought was my favourite was "Spit Out the Bone," which I think is a great song. I love that. Or "Moth into a Flame." So, but I think probably after listening to it the last few weeks, I would say "Moth into a Flame" would be my favourite one.
Yeah, great.
What about yours?
I would go for what I consider Metallica's greatest song since the Black Album, and that is "Dream No More." I love it. Yeah, we'll talk about it later on, but quite different for Metallica as well. It sounds more like Alice in Chains.
That's right. Yeah.
But no, I remember before the album came out. But I remember that I think they've done videos for every song on the album, and they were dropping them. I think before the album came out, and I remember clicking on that one. I'm just blown away. I went, "Oh, that's superb! Different from Metallica as well."
I think was that one of their sort of preview songs before the album
Yes.
came out. They had a couple, and that was one of them. I think.
That's right.
I remember thinking,
I think you shared the link with me.
probably was, yeah.
Brilliant! Love that song. So that's our favourites. What about least favourite?
Am I Savage?
Am I Savage? Okay.
Yeah.
I think for me it would be Man Unkind, which is a really weird title.
It was between the two actually for me. Yes.
Same for me actually. Yes. Which is quite telling. So, what do you think about the album overall, Bryce? You know, thinking back when it came out, what 7 years ago now, and now, what do you think of it? Where do you kind of rank it in the pantheon of Metallica albums?
What's that? Well, when it first came out, I would say, because I liked Hardwired, the song when it first came out. I thought, that's nice, short.
Yep.
Quite right to the to the point song. It's a good comeback song. I liked the album when it first came out. Thought there was a couple of fillers on it, but because before that was Death Magnetic, which is a good album as well. But it's one of the ones that's no listened to as probably as much as you should. Everybody says it's actually an underrated album, but
right.
But I think Hardwire was sort of a bit of a return to form, I think, for Metallica at the time.
Yeah.
Because they'd sort of drifted a bit with Load and Reload and things like that. So it's sort of, it was like Metallica are back.
Yep.
So, what would I? It's obviously not as good as all the main albums.
The first five, yeah.
First five, first bit. It's probably their best one since. I'd say it's better than Load, Reload, Death Magnet. It's better than all them.
Yeah.
Since listening to it in the last few weeks as well, it's I've enjoyed it even more as well. It's been quite good going back to it, listening to it.
Yeah. Yep, I agree with everything you said.
Still
That's
a couple of filler songs on there that I've done without, but the first sort of 5 songs would it be, or top quality?
Yep.
Great disc 1 it would be. Great first disc. So, yeah.
The thing is, I would have been quite happy, right? I remember. I mean, I know you're not as big a fan of me as the 6th track on it, which I'm forgetting the name of. Hold on. Halo on Fire.
Halo on Fire.
Yeah, Halo on Fire. Right. See if it was just those first 6 songs, and that was the album. I think it would have been about 40 minutes. I would have been happy with that as the album. I think brilliant, absolutely brilliant. but of course there's another 6 songs, and they're variable in quality. So.
I know, that's when you sort of notice, you're like, it's, I know, I could have done without a few of them.
Yeah, it's not as consistent at all. This tune, I remember again from having the CD in the car. Disc 2 never got much of an airing. I tended just to keep the first disc on.
It's always the first one.
Yeah, which is unfair because actually when you do listen to, and that's what's really been good the last few weeks, re-listening to it quite a lot. I think some of those songs on the second disc, have really started to come out to me now. But yeah, everything you said, I totally agree with. But yeah, for me, they're absolutely no doubt about it. Their best album since the Black Album in '91, and they just sounded much kind of re-energized, focused.
Sweet,
I think everything on it's just sounding really, really good, isn't it? And the production on it, some crunching riffs on there. I mean, the age-old Metallica problem of songs are too long, and there's too many songs.
Yeah, they've always been like that, really.
They have.
Their songs always too long sometimes. That's why I like Hardwired. The first song, because it's only like 3 and a bit minutes or something. It's like,
that's right.
It's quick, fast, right to the point. It's good.
I know. But I will say, for a band who are 35 years into their career, to release an album that's kind of vital, brilliant. Take my hat off to them, because you do get to the point, don't you, bands that you've liked from your youth, where a new release you're kind of thinking, okay, I really hope it's great, but it'll probably just be alright and not as good as the old stuff. So you get a pleasant surprise when these artists do come out with a really, really good one. You think, oh, hello.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, cracking album. And what would you rate this album in its kind of full 12-song version, Bri? What would you rate it out of 5?
I would say 4. 4 out of 5, I would give. Yeah.
I swithered between 3.5 and 4, and I think I'm being harsh with 3.5, so I'm going 4.
I was the same, actually. At first I thought 3.5, and I thought, nah, there's good stuff, so.
There is.
4.
And that's only been like you. From the last couple of weeks re-listening to the second disc more, it's like, actually, I was a wee bit harsh on that. It's maybe just a couple of tunes that shouldn't have seen the light of day. So yeah, 4. So we're in agreement there as well. This could be a short episode, but
in agreement.
It is in movies in 2016, where Suicide Squad at 10, Deadpool at 9, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them at 8, Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice at 7, The Secret Life of Pets at 6, live action Jungle Book at number 5, Zootopia at 4, Finding Dory at 3, Rogue One: A Star Wars Story at 2, and Captain America: Civil War at number 1. So which songs are going to be hardwired for a spot on the supercut and which are going to fade to black as they're cut? It's time to create the supercut of Hardwired to Self-Destruct. For this, for selection, we're including all 12 songs that featured on the original release of the album. Sorry, before we talk about the songs, let's talk about the album cover and its artwork, which is photographed by Simon Ebbett, who is an English portrait photographer and filmmaker. So what do you think of the artwork, Bri?
I'm not a big fan of it, I must say.
Really?
Yeah, it's not one of my favourite Metallica album covers. Don't know, it's a bit weird. I think their 4 faces sort of stuck together. Because you're always used to, Metallica had great album covers like Injustice for All, Master of Puppets. They all had these great artwork.
Yeah.
That one's just it's a bit like Load and Reload were pretty poor. There wasn't much to do either, but Death Magnetic wasn't the best.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a big fan of it, actually. Reminds me more of like a single, like it's a single cover or something. It doesn't look like an album cover to me. But what about yourself? Are you a fan?
Well, I am. I wasn't expecting you not to like it. I thought that would be right up your street. But I do like it, actually. Obviously, I've got I think you got me the CD. I think I then got the expanded one on streaming, and then I bought the record. So
Oh, yeah, and vinyl.
got on vinyl, which is great. Yeah, it's good. And of course, as you know, artwork when you've got the record is much better. Obviously, the gatefold sleeve and everything. So there's actually lots more to see there, and maybe that's why I like it a little bit more when you've got the entire package, so to speak. But I like it. I think I like the white background to everything and just that fiery. I like the kind of mixing of all their faces and fire. It's different. Yeah, I think it's quite striking against the white background. So yeah, actually, quite a big fan of it there. So we'll disagree on that one.
Talking of album covers, what do you think of the new one with the bright yellow, the new 72 Seasons cover?
It's a weird one, isn't it?
It doesn't feel Metallica. I quite like it though. Actually, I quite like the colour, the yellow and the black.
It's the colour striking, definitely.
It's no like a typical Metallica album. It's
quite subtle.
I saw it when they're advertising it. I'm like, what, is that the album? Because it didn't have Metallica. It just had the big M and like this cop that was all burnt out. And I'm like, strange. And then it's the bright yellow with the black's quite in your face. But it's all right. But
I will say for those listening, Brian said "caught" with a T.
Yes,
it sounded like something else.
Uncaught. Crib. We'll go the American way.
A crib, yeah. We're safer with crib.
Burnt crib.
A burnt crib. But no, it's quite subtle. But I think they used that really well when we went to see the live show at the cinema there. Right, yeah. They've obviously incorporated that into the stage show, and it actually does look really, really good.
It's good with the yellow and the black and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, it works well.
Yeah, it does. It does. Okay, so we're going to go through the songs that definitely made the cut as we both selected them. So there's 6 songs we agreed on, and the first one of them is the title track, Hardwired. So let's hear a clip of it.
In the name of desperation, in the name of wretched pain, in the name of all creation, count insane, we're so fucked, shit out of luck, hardwired to self-destruct. Go!
So Brian, that was Hardwired. You're a fan of that one, aren't you? I think we both got it when it came out before the album, didn't we?
Yeah. It's a great song. I like that. They say it was like a return from Metallica, sort of energized, and it was a good, fast, up-tempo song. Just over 3, maybe 3.5 minutes long, which is very short for Metallica. And I love the intro, the drums, and then just and it gets right in. Yeah, it got you psyched up for the album coming.
It did. Set the scene.
It did.
So first single from the album, and actually I think it was the last song written for the album. I think that what happened is they were like, oh, really could do something short, as you described, short and sharp and kick ass, just to kick off the album, and then they went away and wrote this. So that was their intention, and it got a Grammy nomination for Best Rock Song at the 2017 Grammy Awards.
That's right. Actually, I saw there was a thing online about the best opening songs from Metallica albums. And it was talking about Hardwired, and it did say that it was the last one recorded.
That's right.
The first single.
That's right, yeah. Great start, as you say. Short, sharp, shock opener. Quite thrashy, but old school for the band. Like the aggression in it, which is good. But halfway through the song, it's like that breakdown. It's
And it was
superb.
a great opening song for the concert as well. It was a great
Oh, it was.
first song.
I like the build up to the climax as well. Where we've got the double bass drums, Lars,
That's
the
right.
double bass drums kicking in as it builds to its climax. Superb, yeah, cracking opener.
Yeah,
So
great song.
thumbs up.
Agreed on that.
And the second one is Atlas Rise. Let's hear a bit of it.
Bitterness and burden, curses rest on thee. Solitaire and sorrow, all eternity. Save the earth and clean perfection. Deem the mass and blame rejection. Hold the pose, vain perception. Grudges break your back. All you bear, all you carry, all you bear. Place it right on me. Die as you suffer in vain. Hold on the reed for the pain. Die as you hold up the skies. Atlas rise.
So that was Atlas Rise, which was the third single from the album, and that was nominated for Best Rock Song at the 60th Annual Grammy Awards, and the band performed it live for the first time in Bogota, Colombia on November the 1st, 2016. Bet you didn't know that, Brian. Unless you were there. Were you in Bogota?
No, I didn't make that one. I was
Washing your hair? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What do you think about Atlas Rise?
I like this as well. It's got very Iron Maiden tones to it.
Mm-hmm.
With the
Yep.
which that was the first thing I sort of noticed when I first heard it. I was like, it was I always remember the title of it though. I don't know, for some reason put me off.
Really?
I don't know why. When I first got the album, like Atlas Rise, I'm like, I don't know if I like the name of that song, and then that sort of put me off a bit,
Right.
for some unknown reason. But then listening
Seems
to the song,
reasonable.
it's I think so. But it's it's a great song, and listening to it again the last few weeks, it makes you appreciate it even more.
Agreed.
It's more it's got sort of like a groove to it.
Yep.
A lot of the new Metallica stuff's a bit like that. They're not really like a thrash metal band now. They're more like a sort of power metal. They have a lot of
That's
good
right.
groove and melody to their
That's
songs.
right. Yeah, agreed.
But yeah, but the overriding thing that is the Iron Maiden part to it. It definitely sounds like
Yeah.
cap off to Iron Maiden.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because that was actually one of my notes I put here. Iron Maiden sounding guitars on the chorus.
It is.
Yeah.
Because I remember first hearing it, it's like, it's like, oh, God, that's like Iron Maiden.
Yeah, the kind of the triple or double guitars. Yeah, but yeah, I mean the song, absolutely, it kicks butt. It's just a great crunchy guitar and kind of flies along like a freight train, doesn't it?
I know,
I like that.
About halfway or 2/3 through when it goes like a.
We're singing from the same hymn sheet, Brian. I was just about to say the same thing. It's the bit after the second chorus. Yeah, where the band kind of let loose. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. It kind of goes into the first guitar solo. Yeah, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So yeah, thumbs up for Atlas Rise. And the third one that we agree on is Now That We're Dead. And here's a snippet of it.
Return to ash now that we're dead, my dear. We can be together. Now that we're dead, my dear. We can live forever.
Okay, so that was Now That We're Dead, which was the fourth single from the album, and it was performed live for the first time in Seoul on January 11th, 2017. Well, we're alive, so let's talk about Now That We're Dead. Brian, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I didn't realise that was a single actually off the album.
Yeah? How did I?
Yes.
Until researching this.
No, I don't remember that, but I like that one. It's when I first heard the album, I wasn't overly like it's a good song, but it wasn't one that stood out to me at first. But again, listening to it the last few weeks, it's good. I like the start how they have the wee bit the drums. It's like a sort of digital sounding a bit. We're dead.
Are you sure you can't see my notes here, Brian? That's exactly the same thing.
We're on the same level here.
We are. Yeah, the first 90 seconds, it's like brilliant instrumental kind of build up to the vocals,
Totally different. And I like the groove to it.
Yep. Yeah.
We're dead, my dear. It's that's a great song actually. Really good.
Definitely a grower compared to some of the others. I love the drums on this. They're really, the kind of large unit really attacks the drums. A couple of bits where it it's got a really snap to it. So definitely a grower.
Did they play that live when we saw them? Do you remember?
You're asking, Brian. You're asking a question there. I could. In fact, let's get Setlist FM and find out, will we? Just out of curiosity. Let's see.
I know because they played. They definitely played Moth into a Flame. But Atlas Rise. Did they play? I think they played that.
I am sure they did. Yeah. So Hardwired. Then we've got Atlas Rise.
Yep, that's right.
What else? Now That We're Dead. Yep.
Oh, they did play it, huh?
Yeah, track 6. Now, what's quite interesting, I was just mentioning, I think we're talking about how good the drums are on this. There was an extended middle drum solo in the song.
There you go.
When live. So there we are. So obviously they thought the drums sounded great as well.
Kept it going.
They did. What other songs off the album? Confusion, Halo on Fire. Moth into Flame. They did, yeah. Moth into Flame. Spout the Bone. Yeah. So I've never done my favourite. Dream No More.
So they played half the album.
Yeah, I wonder if let's just check the previous night. Let's see if there's any that did. What a strange set list the night before.
So it must have been. That must have been their sort of ideas for me having like a 2-night thing. Maybe playing the 2 nights and mixing it up, and thought, maybe we should do a tour of this.
Yeah, I mean, literally, there's almost no song they played on our night that they played on the first night.
Really?
Yep. I mean, because for example, I think the only ones I can see there that did both nights, Enter Sandman 1.
Oh, really?
Just on a quick look at it, yeah, I might be wrong. Maybe a few other classics they've done both nights, but I mean, the previous night they've done Trapped Under Ice.
So more older.
Yeah, and Seek and Destroy.
So we picked the right night then.
Yeah, I think so. But they've done less of the new album on the first night. So, I'm actually pleased we went to the second night. I think we lucked out there. Better set list. There we go. Definitely. So there we go. I think that was Now That We're Dead. So on the next one is Moth into Flame. And here it is. So I'm off into Flame, Bry. Give you a couple of facts. So this was the second single from the album, and Metallica performed the track with Lady Gaga at the 2017 Grammys. And now apparently, I was reading up on this, on the night of the Grammys there was an issue with James Hetfield's vocals, as in the microphone. So I think his microphone only kind of clicked on to work halfway through the track, and at the end of the song apparently he smashed down his guitar in frustration, but then the Grammy guys allowed them to use the filmed rehearsal for future kind of recorded broadcasts, and then I think they used that performance, or they got to re-record it and kind of overdub that over the actual performance on the night. So basically used that performance, the visual, but the re-recorded performance. For any future ones. I was like, oh, did not know that. But yeah, you like the song. What do you like about it?
Yeah, that's probably my favourite, as we mentioned, on the album. It's probably one of my favourites when I first heard the album as well. Again, I like the title as well, Moth into the Flame. Sort of like, quite interesting. But no, it's got a good groove to it. I like the sort of halfway through, and it's like Moth into the Flame, boom, and then it's just like, and it's great, and I like it live. Whenever they're playing it, they always have the flames bursting out.
Right.
Which they done at the cinema when we saw.
That's right.
It's just a great song, a great classic Metallica.
It is, again, we're on the same page here. That was my note. Best part is the instrumental section out of the chorus, as you just performed for us. Off into the flame. Yeah, superb. Yeah, just nice wee thrashy number, good groove to it. Excellent song. Yeah, really good song. Okay, Moth into the Flame gets on. Fifth track that gets on is the fifth track on the album. So basically, we've picked the first 5 tracks here, which just shows you how strong the first disc is. And then my favourite on the album, and it is Dream No More. Okay, so that was Dream No More, and this was quite an interesting fact I found out about this. So the lyrics of the song are drawn from H.P. Lovecraft's. What's Call of the? Is it Call of the Cthulhu? Am I saying that right?
Oh,
the song.
Call of the Cthulhu or Cthulhu or something like that.
Cthulhu? I should have really looked up online how to pronounce it before we've done this, but basically. Yeah, so the song's drawn from H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos, which is a shared fictional universe, and the name Cthulhu is, which I didn't know, and the name Cthulhu is derived from the creature featured in H.P. Lovecraft's short story Call of the Cthulhu.
Which is the name
that's where that comes from.
They've got the instrumental called that as well. From
that is right, yeah. Yep, and it's
Cthulhu or Cthulhu.
Yeah, and it's actually Dream No More is the 4th Metallica song which has been inspired by that. And the others are, as you say, Call of the Cthulhu, The Thing That Should Not Be, and All Nightmare Long. So those were the 3 previous
so
ones
they're all
inspired.
got the same sort of theme. Nightmare, Dream,
The
Thing.
That's right. And Yeah, it just so happened I was looking at the lyrics today, and I was like, I must dig in a little bit about like it was kind of like a monster or satanic devil type thing lurking, and that's what it was all to do with. So it was quite interesting. So yeah, what do you think of this one?
That's a great song as well. It reminds me a bit of Sad But True. It's like the sort of same vibe to it. And now talking to that, The Thing That Should Not Be is quite a similar sort of sounding to it as well. When you think of it, it's more slower. That slower, grungy, Dream No More. That's a great song, actually. I think that's another one of these songs. When I first heard the album, I was like, it's pretty good. I like that. But listening to it the last few weeks, it's definitely up there as one of my favourites on the album as well. It's a great song.
Definitely. Yeah, I love it.
When it's just like Cthulhu waiting, dream no more.
Yeah, brilliant riff. The main riff, that chugging riff, brilliant. Which reminded me, Sad But True, or Alice in Chains type thing.
That's right,
as I say, my favourite Metallica song since some of the Black Album. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Hello listeners, this is David from In the Lap of the Pods Queen podcast, and you are listening to another episode of Trimming the Musical Fat. Slanjava.
So the top 10 selling albums of 2016 were, at number 10, A Pentatonix Christmas by Pentatonix. At number 9, Coldplay's A Head Full of Dreams. At number 8, 21 Pilots with Blurry Face. At number 7, Bruno Mars with 24 Karat Magic. At number 6, The Rolling Stones with Blue and Lonesome. At number 5, David Bowie's final studio album Black Star. At 4, the album we're talking about today, Metallica's Hardwired Self-Destruct. At 3, Drake's Views. Number 2, Adele's 25. And at number 1, Beyonce's Lemonade album. Track 6, the last one that we agreed on, and actually in a lot of ways it's quite similar to Dream No More, and it's called Murder One, and here it is.
One man does not give a damn. One man, no excuse. Ace is wild, ace is high. All the aces, aces till you die.
So that was Murder One. And a couple of facts in relation to it. So this was inspired by Motorhead frontman Lemmy, as it's named after his guitar amplifier Murder One.
That's right,
which I did not know. And obviously in the song it does feature kind of many kind of Motorhead song titles and phrases from their lyrics and such like. And James Hetfield had said, we're just paying respects to Lemmy because without him I don't think Metallica would be around at all. And if you've seen the video, I never seen the video till I think last week, and I see it's obviously got Lemmy, an animated Lemmy in there. Because I didn't know it was about Lemmy till I watched that video, and then I was reading up on it in the last couple of days, and like, okay, it makes sense now. With it. But yeah, you're a fan.
Yeah, I like this song as well, mainly probably because it is dedicated to Lemmy, and you're listening. I've actually heard more listening to it lately, like all the bits of Motorhead songs, like Iron Fist and Aces High,
Ace of Spades,
and then just like we comments put in as things that Lemmy would say on his songs and stuff. You'd like, oh my god, that's that's another bit that Lemmy says. And it's a good song as well.
It is.
I quite like the sort of tone of the guitar in it as well.
It's like it's down tuned again, Alice in Chains type thing.
It's got that sort of vibe to it. And it's just a great song and great lyrics when you listen to it about Lemmy.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. It's like 45 seconds, and when it gets to that main riff, bang, 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 yeah, brilliant. Yeah, but quite similar to Dream No More. So I don't think you'd be putting these on an album right next to each other. I think you'd have to space them out there. Definitely. So that's the 6 songs that we agreed upon, but we've still got space for 2 more, Brian. And we'll get to that just in a second, but let's just talk about the 2 songs that did not get any votes. So neither of us went for them, and that is Man Unkind and Am I Savage. Are you disappointed that those 2 did not go in the Super Cup? We're quite happy to see them go.
No, yes, I think they're probably the 2 weakest songs on the album. Yeah, Man Unkind, I'm not. I was never really a fan of that one at the start. I was a bit sort of, don't know if I'm not keen on that.
Yeah.
It's not a memorable song.
It's not.
And Am I Savage as well is just, I just think that's a bit of a filler. Could easily have been done without that.
Agreed.
Actually, when you get the triple CD that I've got with the Lords of Summer on it, which was, I think that was the first song that was released, like sort of digitally before Hardwired, because they played it live, Lords of Summer, quite a lot as a new song.
Yeah,
that's good. And that's a great song. And you
it is.
That should have been on instead of a couple of the songs there. It would have been far
I agree.
better. But,
yeah, I agree. I was the same as you. I was listening to the expanded one just to hear some of the tracks that didn't make it, and that one in particular, you were thinking that should have been on.
I know, especially since he played it live loads, and
you're
like, but maybe it's a bit like their Oasis Aqueous, that just a great song that was never on an album.
I know, one of those, well, not lost, but maybe should have been destined for greater things. Yeah.
But yes,
one for the fans.
The 2 songs were I'm not disappointed to see them go.
Me neither. They just kind of pass you by, don't they? They're just not needed at all.
This is Eric Paul Johnson from Face the Music, an Electric Light Orchestra song-by-song podcast. And you're listening to Trimming the Musical Fat. Oh dear. That wasn't my fat I trimmed.
Okay, so we've agreed those 2 didn't get on. We've agreed on 6 it should. So we now need to agree what the final 2 songs are. So for this, why don't you pick one of the 2 songs that I selected that you prefer, and I'll do the same for the 2 that you selected that I didn't, which I prefer. So my 2 picks that you didn't go for were Halo on Fire and Here Comes Revenge. Which do you prefer?
Well, actually, Halo on Fire was between that and Confusion that were going to be my last song on the album, but Halo on Fire was too long. It wouldn't fit on.
Okay.
It's over 8 minutes.
So cut for time.
So I'm going to have to rejig, and so put that in. So I like Halo on Fire. It's a good song. Not one of my favourite on the album. I'd have it below like the sort of top 6 songs. It's a good song. Another one, Here Comes Revenge. Yes, that's not a bad song as well on it. Yeah. Sort of feels a wee bit filler type again. It didn't have to be there, but it's better than the other 2 that were off.
Yes, agreed.
Here Comes Revenge.
Yeah.
Quite like the chorus. Here comes revenge.
Yeah.
So, but I would pick Halo on Fire out of your 2.
Halo on fire, the midnight knows it well. Fast is desire, creates another hell. I fear to turn on the lights, for the darkness won't go away.
That'd be your choice. And if I was to have to choose between those two, I would also go with Halo on Fire. Again, it's the 6th track on the first disc. And I like it. It may be a wee bit too long, but I like it. It's something a bit different, kind of bit more, not ballady, but kind of tender verses on it. Yeah, something a bit different. So, cool. I am totally down with that.
Hey everyone out there in the podcasting world, this is Widescreen Podcast. This is Sam Wiles. You are listening to another episode of the Trimming the Musical Fat podcast.
So I think your two, I didn't pick, were Confusion and Spit Out the Bone. And I have to confess, just latterly, I was thinking to myself it was a mistake not to have spit out the bone on my cut. So I'm probably giving away which one I'm going to go for here, which is Spit Out the Bone. I think between those two songs there, it's the better tune. It's kind of old school Metallica, isn't it?
That's what I like. It's an old blast from the past.
It is.
Fast thrash song.
Great live as well.
It's brilliant live.
But yeah, it's kind of again another quite aggressive track.
A good last song as well. Good way to finish the album. Starts with a bang, goes out with a bang.
Ends with a bang, yeah. So we'll go with Spit Out the Bone, which means, Bri, we have our 8.
What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think of Confusion? Just last
Confusion.
Song.
It's a decent song. It's one of those ones where it's maybe one that slightly just goes over my head a little bit. Cause I don't think it's as strong as some of the others. It's one of those I'm quite happy to leave. Maybe nothing about it that's too individual. Compared to maybe some of the others. It's not a standout, no. But it's decent. It's not a bad song. It's just one of those ones that's it's a decent, good song. But there's others that are obviously much stronger on it.
Yeah.
Which is why I would give them the nod ahead of Confusion. But yeah, it's a decent song.
That's quite right.
I think that starts off side second disc, doesn't it? Confusion.
Yeah.
It does, yeah.
Sure, it does. Song 7, I think.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, good song. Good song.
Yeah.
And for our final rule tonight, it's time for another edition of one of our favorite departments here on Real Time, explaining jokes to idiots.
Okay, it's time for Joke of the Pod. So, Brian, let me go over to you. What Metallica fun can you give us?
Why do wind turbines like Metallica?
I don't know. Why do wind turbines like Metallica?
Because they're big metal fans.
Very good.
That's the best I've got.
That's the best you do. Okay, well, Brian, if James Hetfield were to officiate Kermit and Miss Piggy's wedding, he'd be the pastor of Muppets.
Nice one.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. No gender types. That is the Joke of the Pod.
Hey.
The top digital songs globally of 2016 are at number 10, 21 Pilots with Stressed Out. At number 9, Mike Posner with I Took a Pill in Ibiza. At 8, the Chainsmokers featuring Daya with Don't Let Me Down. At number 7, Lucas Graham with 7 Years. At 6, Rihanna featuring Drake with Work. At 5, Justin Bieber with Sorry. At 4, Sia with Cheap Thrills. Number 3, the Chainsmokers featuring Halsey with Closer. Number 2, Justin Bieber with Love Yourself. And at number 1, Drake featuring Wizkid and Kyla with One Dance. So, let's reveal the Hardwired to Self-Destruct TTMF Supercuts. So, we have, kicking things off, Hardwired. We've got Atlas Rise, Now That We're Dead, Moth Into Flame, Dream No More, Murder One. Here comes... No, we're not. We've got Halo on Fire and Spit Out the Bone. So that's 8 songs, bearing in mind we don't plan these kind of things, would you like to guess what the duration is of the TTMS Supercut?
54 minutes.
50 minutes exactly.
Was it?
Can you believe that?
Ah,
that is unbelievable.
Impressive.
Yeah, that is unbelievable. I love it when it does happen sometimes.
Meant to be.
I know. So Metallica, this is what you should have released. Just these 8 songs, right? And there we go. Everybody would have been far happier.
Exactly.
With these 8 songs, that is unbelievable. So Brian, how would you rate the Supercut out of 5?
Out of 5. Oh, I think we'd have to go up. I think.
Oh yeah.
Now that we've got rid of all the fillers and everything.
Yeah.
I think we could be talking a 5 here. 5 out of 5.
You know, I'm looking at it. And I'm thinking the same. That's an absolute rock classic right there.
Exactly, yeah. I think it has to be a 5 out of 5.
Yeah. So imagine this, your side 1, Hardwired, Atlas Rise Now, We're Dead, Moth into Flame, Turn It Over, Dream No More, Halo on Fire, Murder One, Spit Out the Bone. You wouldn't be unhappy with that, would you?
Exactly.
That's an absolute beauty.
There's no filler there or bad songs.
No, just 8 cracking tunes.
I think we've done
there
well.
We go. I think so. I think we've made a 5-star classic. Metallica had nothing to do with it. It was us.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'll ask the question. Don't really need to, but do you prefer the original album, double album, or the TTMF Supercut?
Going for the TTMF Supercut.
I'm with you there. So if you want to listen to the TTMF Supercut of Hardwired Self-Destruct on Spotify, join our Facebook group where we'll share the link along with each of our own playlists. It's the final questions. And Brian, the first question here, and this is something that I've just seen more and more recently, which I find quite bizarre. This whole thing that I see on social media that Lars Ulrich, Metallica's drummer, is a bad drummer. I've just really been seeing that quite a lot in the last year or two. I just don't get it. What say you?
Well, that's been going on for quite a while now. Everybody says about Lars as a bad drummer. And I don't see it myself either. I think his drumming suits the Metallica music. Can't say I've ever heard him play badly.
Nope.
It's funny, I don't know if you ever saw it. What festival did they play? Years ago. I can't remember. They were playing at a festival anyway, and Lars had to pull out at the last sort of minute. I don't know what happened. I don't know if some like personal issues or something, or sick or whatever, but he had to pull out. So they had to draft in drummers, so they brought in like Dave Lombardo, that was with Slipknot stuff, and the Slipknot drummer came in and done a few songs, and everybody's like, because Dave Lombardo is one of the best drummers in like metal music, and everybody's like, the way he played compared to Lars is like night and day. But to be honest, I didn't see much difference. Like he seemed fast, like he was fast on like battery, but I think he uses the double bass more. But I always thought Lars is always a decent drummer. He's always solid enough and likes a good facial expression live.
That was hands down the most entertaining aspect of watching that show at the cinema.
It was brilliant.
The close-ups of Lars's face. I mean, that man could give Jim Carrey a run for his money pulling the faces, couldn't he?
It was brilliant. But he's I think he's like the more like now that they're sort of more groove sounding. I think that suits him as well. I think quite suits the sort of more groove, and but still plays fast with it. Like the new album. Hardwired and stuff. Yeah, I don't see it myself.
Yeah, I mean, I read something today actually, which said that might just put maybe give a reason for it, which was, I'll read this out. This is actually on Quora, and I think somebody posed the question: is Lars Ulrich really a terrible drummer? And a guy, Andrew Chapman, replied, who is a rock music author, and he said, there have been legions of Metallica fans who have been peed off by the band's various choices, moving away from thrash metal in 1991's Black Album, cutting their hair and putting on eyeliner in the mid-90s, the whole Napster thing, and the Saint Anger and Lulu albums. So they take this out on Lars, since he's at least half responsible for the direction of the band, and more so because he's the most outspoken of the band. So they think there's maybe a bit of an agenda there, and the easiest way to target him is say he's a bad drummer.
Could be, could be. Yeah, it could be right. I suppose, because when you think of St. Anger, the drums on that are, but that's just a different. It was a different way they went. It's a different sound. It wasn't. Doesn't mean he was a bad drummer. It wasn't a bad drumming. It was just a different sound.
Yeah. I think,
maybe
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing with it is, which the guy goes on to say, is Lars the best drummer in the world? He went, no. Is he the worst drummer in the world? No. He went, he's obviously a good drummer. But I think they said by Lars' own admission, does he practice as much as maybe others? And the answer is no. Because he says he doesn't practice on his own because he gets bored. So if just saying, obviously he's a good drummer, and the hate is unjustified.
I don't
get it.
Could be something to do with him being like the.
I think so.
Like the spokesman, and.
I think so. I think so. So final question, Pi.
Yes.
So a couple of weeks ago, put a question to the Metallica Club Facebook members what their favourite songs from this album are. What do you reckon were the kind of top couple of songs on the album? Based on the Facebook group there. I'll bring this up. I've not looked at it in a little while, so I have no idea. So I'm just going to go in here and have a look.
Moth into the Flame and Hardwired, I think, might be the top couple.
Okay. Alright, here we go. So, the top two are, with 14, well, first of all, I should say thank you to everybody who did vote. We had 193 votes, just under 200. And the two favourites were the title track, which got 14% of the vote. And, now, let's just check here. This might be a bit closer than I thought. 15% and... I tell you lies, dear listeners. In fact, I'll give you the top three. So yeah, top three were Hardwired, which was in third place. In second place was Moth into Flame with 15%. And the top choice, Spit Out the Bone, with 17%.
Oh, that was the other one I was thinking of, because I thought would do it, but I suppose the older fans of Metallica, thrashier.
I think so.
Probably go with that, but yeah, I'd agree they're the best three songs on the album. Well, I'd say they'd be my three favourite. Looks
like you're in good company. There were a couple of comments here which are quite interesting. So Michael Giovanni, it would be a colour album if it was only 8 songs on one CD.
Exactly, yeah.
How bizarre. We've just done that, Michael. That is rather bizarre. Justin Duff, love Metallica, 72 seasons and Hardwired. Love, thank you, and have a medal as boop day. Thanks, Justin. Marino Portamatus, the 6 I voted that stand out for me since day one are Hardwired, Atlas, Moth, Halo, Spit, and Here Comes Revenge. I seem to be in the minority with Revenge, but I love that song, the riff, and the lyrics.
There you go, man.
Jarrett Baker, I'm sure mine's over 50, but I went with Hardwired, Atlas, Moth, Dream, No More, Halo, and Spit. These are the best songs off that record in my opinion. It's a tough subject because how does one not pick Now That We're Dead? Well, it's a great song, but the other 6 are better. If that's the record, then okay. And Chris Samuel, 50 minutes of Hardwired to Self-Destruct. So I think basically put that song on repeat.
Aye.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Like trimming musical fat? Why not head over to our sister podcast, Trimming the Movie Fat, and listen to our latest episode, which is dedicated to the Timothy Dalton James Bond movies. Time for us, Brian, to spit out the bone and head for home, or in my case, head to the TV to watch the Man U game. So, Brian, thank you for joining me. It's been a really good evening. Really enjoyed talking through the album with you.
I've enjoyed it. It's been good. Reminiscing on the old Hardwired album.
Absolutely, it really has. Yeah, enjoyed going back to it. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've enjoyed listening to the last couple of weeks. It's been my go-to album in the car for the last few weeks, and yeah, I've enjoyed it.
Well, it's quite funny because I've recorded another episode the other day, and talk about a big contrast between the two albums. Metallica, Hardwired Self-Destruct, Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life. So I've been veering between the two of them for the last 3 or 4 weeks.
Different vibes.
Different vibe, both great to be fair. Really enjoyed both of them, which has been great. But yes, thank you for joining me, and thanks to you all for watching and listening. And until next time, keep trimming.
Trimming the Musical Fat podcast is a Stephen and Paul Nicholson production. Contact us via voicemail by going to anchor.fm/TTMF/message, or tweet us at Musical Trimming, or email us at trimmingthemusicfat@gmail.com. Keep up to date on the show by joining our Facebook group or visiting our website www.trimmingthemusicalfat.com.
I love it. I love it.